Yes, let's go to global parameter, Kashif.
Okay. Shall I move to the global?
Yes. Yeah. We'll try it together.
Okay. Global parameter is something, this is very useful thing. What I will select all these things to place it somewhere. I will set a very small example first to show you that how this actually works. For example, we are having a door here. So see, this is one example. What if we want this to be consistent? This offset of the door from the wall need to be consistent, or there are chances this can vary from project to project sometimes. So what if we fix with the lock constraint somewhere, so there is a chance that it is changed based on the design decisions. One more example, we'll take some furniture item there, and we want to keep some distance from the wall face. For example, we have a standard to keep any movable furniture or maybe something like that. Maybe there's a bed or something else. For now, I'm putting a table there. They need to have some distance from the wall face. So the basic thing, other than the built-in parameter, we can just lock it, and then we see this door cannot be moved. Even if we change this wall, this will take the door along. But this can be limited to this particular dimension only, 400. We'll go to the manage tab again. First one was project parameters, shared parameters, and at the bottom there is one more thing which is called global parameter. I will create one parameter here. Name it door offset. It is again for the length. I'm making it for the length. And I'm putting some value there, maybe 150, 6 inches. Another parameter, furniture, suppose let's furniture clearance from wall. Again, this is a length parameter, a dimension one. I'm going to put some value there, for example, 50 mm, 2 inches from the wall first. This is done. So for we have two global parameters being set to the project. I'm going to select all these dimensions which are related to the door offset. Okay. Once I select this dimension, I'll have this, we have this label and we have this drop down menu. Here we can put it a door offset. This also door offset, but it normally doesn't happen. It is some problem with my Revit at this time. You can select multiple dimension and put them in the same same label, door offset. The advantage of this dimension, the global parameter, we can just click on edit and change the value here to 300. You see, it is applicable everywhere. One very interesting thing with this global parameter with the help of this dimension is that even if we delete these dimensions, if we delete all these dimensions, so it asks whether you want to delete the dimension and also want to unconstrained. You just press OK. It will remain constrained. Even if once you select the door, it will show you temporarily that door offset global parameter is also applied there. You have deleted the dimension, you have set that particular to the global parameter, just go and edit the value there in the global parameter dialog. You just make it 150 once again to make it 150. All the doors have been shifted to 150 offset from the wall face. same applicable for this. I'm going to put this on a different global parameter. This is furniture clearance from wall. You see, we can delete these two dimensions and then press on OK. If I unconstrain, it will go off. There is no linking between these two. So I will press delete and press on OK. We'll select this. Dimensions are already there. Either we can click on this edit tool, or we can just go to the global parameters, change the value there. If it is 100, see the difference. Let me put some bigger value. For example, 500. It is there. So this is how we create the global parameter, and this is what their application. It can be useful in many ways. I'll show you another example once again. It can be used in many ways. For example, we are having maybe this empty curtain panel. Okay. This is not having any curtain grade or mullion. And we want to have some curtain grades. Let's just reduce the length of this curtain wall. We want to have some curtain grids, the vertical ones, these two in between we want to play, and this is from the top. We want to fix these dimensions, and also we want to have a constraint for this. So what we will do, again, we will go back to the global parameters. We will create a new curtain grid side margin. It will be in the length and dimension only. I'm creating all the parameters for the length and curtain grid top margin. Okay, I'm going to select these two dimensions. See, I have selected two dimensions and it is still active there. It was some problem with my Revit. So this is side margin. I'm going to put it 1100. For now, it is 1100. And this is the top margin. And now we have the control. We can have a different panel, curtain panels having the same global parameters. For example, we want to control this to be 1200 everywhere. It will be applicable. And then again, for this case, we want to have this 2400 wherever we have put this global parameter. So it will be applicable everywhere. So these are the way we can use the global parameters. There can be a number of ways depending upon creativity that how can we apply this particular parameter. Even on a long wall, we have multiple windows there and we want to maintain the gap between two windows or two consecutive doors, maybe two different items. In a long dormitory, we have different beds, maybe number of beds in a row. We want to maintain the gap between two beds. You can put a value there. Also in a building, in a floor plan, for example, we have this is taking the curtain wall. For example, we have this room, and then we have a corridor like this, hallway, and we want to maintain this corridor width all the way. So what we can do, we can just put the dimension having the global parameters. It will then set back to the desired dimension. We'll select all these dimensions. We will set the parameter there, hallway, and then we can put any value there. For example, we want to make it 1200 or maybe 1500 in one go. It will change everywhere. So it can be useful in number of ways depending on upon our creativity and our requirements specific to the project, we can use it. So these are the types of the parameters: built-in, family, project parameters, shared parameters, and the global parameter is the last. So anything related to these parameters, you can ask.
The global parameter only depending on the for the dimension only, no? You can connect only dimensions.
Mostly it is used for the dimensions, but as if you see, you can apply to different things also. If I create a parameter, number of things for finishes also you can apply, for materials also you can apply. If you want me to show how it can be applied for the finishes, I can demonstrate, but you can try it yourself also. It can be applicable to these data types, and these are the data types you can apply the global parameters. You want me to show? I can show it.
Show an example.
You want me to show?
Show one example.
Show one example. Okay. Okay. For example, we have this door having some finish parameter there. Door frame, material door, it is door panel, set to the door panel. And this is a different family. We have to first reduce the height of the wall to make it a little more easier to operate. This door, this is a different family. We see this is also having a material of the door, which is set to the door panel. Okay. I am going to make a global parameter, name door panel. Okay. This will be applicable to materials and under the group of the material and finishes, and then press OK. I'm going to put a desired material there. For example, I'm going to just put a different, which is, it can be maybe glass. For example, I'm going to put this glass in this door panel global parameter. What I need to do is select this family, go to there, and then here we have an option of 3 dots. You can see in the family. Against every material, we have these 3 dots option where we can put and change the material. Other than that, there is a box on the right, associate global parameter. You can see on the screen. Is it visible to you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You can just click on it and assign this global parameter which we have created, and then say OK. You see, this has been changed to the glass. Everywhere we have this particular family type. The same thing has to be done there. Door panel. We can just associate this to the material we have created so that we can change the material of the door in one go. Same thing can be applicable for door frame. So there are a number of ways we can apply and play with these global parameters. Is it clear to you that how we can apply the material parameter with the help of the global? We can do this for this table also without.
This can be done by category material, no? We can use by category material also, same like this, no?
Sorry, I didn't get it properly.
No. This is object. We can set these things in object style, no? Object style. We can set these materials and select by category. This is same, no?
But object style is actually something which is actually representing the things the way you want. But this is actually
okay. Now you can check
been
the
done. Actually been done in the and the schedule also. You can calculate the quantity of the glass. By object style you cannot.
Okay. Now you can check the object style of the door. What is the material in that also?
In the object style, see the door.
Door. What is the expand? Glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll set to glass.
Yeah, glass.
So, I mean,
Okay.
there are a number of ways we can apply in our daily requirement, not only specifically to the door material, you can change the furniture material as well, anything. More specifically, I found it more useful for constraining the dimensions, particularly in this for door offset from the wall. This is always a pain. Sometimes it displaced. So we can just add a dimension and set it to the global parameter. And then you can delete the dimension also, because if it looks ugly there in the floor plan, few dimensions are floating, you can delete, but still it is there. The parameter has been set there. So it will be great if you go and apply, and in the next session, if you allow me to check whether anybody has applied or not, I want to see in the Q&A session also, if you guys are comfortable to share your screen if you want to join from your workplace, from your seat. So I would love to see each and every one showing me one example that how they have applied a shared parameter, a global parameter, only these two, because family parameter and project parameter are something which we deal on a daily basis. We are familiar with that. It will be nice. Ishtiaq sir is also there in the meeting. I see he has joined. So you can also suggest if we can plan to have the Q&A session from the desk of the candidates so that they can show, and we can also have some confidence. Yes, the team has learned and they are comfortable now. They can apply in the daily project. So it will be nice idea. But anyways, it is your choice. Shamim, you see that how to implement this. I find it very useful if everybody is doing some practice on this. Then there are chances. Then there are chances. Some real-time troubleshooting is also required. Some real-time questions and queries will also come instead of having some hypothetical questions all the time. Don't take it otherwise. It happens for me also. If I don't do anything, just watching a video or something, there are so many hypothetical questions arose in my mind. But when I do, most of the things get clear myself.
I agree.
So anything you guys want to ask related to the shared and the global parameter, you can discuss. Because this is all about the requirement of the day. This is what our topic is.
Can you elaborate a little bit on the formulas we are using for the parameters and all?
Yes, I can, but we are having a different session, I believe, for that schedules, having the formula. If we don't have any question related to this, I can go and tell you about the formulas, because I believe there is a class specifically meant for the schedules and for formulas.
Okay.
If there is no question, then I can give you that class also. For example, let's deal with this only. See, what is the door offset been set? It has been set 150. And what about this wall clearance? It has been set to 500. For example, I am going to have some relative value. For example, I am going to make it 600. Okay. And I just want to deal it with the help of the formula, as if I change this value, it should also apply there in any form of the mathematical formula. So we see there is a relative, there is a relation between 150 and 600. So what we can do, we can just copy this name of this parameter, which is door offset, and the furniture clearance. It is instead of putting a value there, I'll just click there in the formula, just press this into 4. It will take the actual value of 600. If I change this value to 200, we see it should be 800, and we see in the project also. This has been set to 200 now, and this has been set to 800. This is the basic thing about the formulas. But if you want to make it more and more complicated, I would advise don't make it more complicated unless you are comfortable with the mathematical rule, maybe just with the help of the addition, subtraction, multiplication, bracket rule, then only make this workable. Otherwise, you may be good in mathematics dealing the formulas, but the other team members are not. So this is why it is advisable, if you are comfortable with the calculation rule, then only apply this. But this is how we apply the formulas. We need to just copy the actual parameter name and put it in front and then play with this. For example, I'm going to make it reverse. Instead of this having multiplication of 200, for example, I'm going to take this value, furniture clearance from wall, and I'm going to put it in the door offset formula. Put it there and make it divided by 4.
Kasim, you are placing a wrong place.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. That is why it is not allowing me. I'm going to cut it, put it there. If I change this value, 800, if I change to 500, oh, sorry. This 800, if I change to 500, you see it has become 125 automatically as a multiple of this 500. So this is how we apply the formulas. We can have some reasoning also in the formula, and we check and apply. In the Q&A session, I would appreciate if somebody of you have done some work with the formulas and come up with some problems that this formula is not working right. So for me also, it will be very interesting. I will find it more productive that if I deal with the live problems. Not necessarily be a very complicated thing, but a very basic thing. It should ensure that, yes, we are good to go. One more thing, I just want to put a little more light on this, since you are not having any question in this. You see here in the schedule how I calculated the concrete volume. Here, I just added a calculated parameter. I believe this is clear to everyone that how we create these calculated parameters. Even I am going to explain this in little more detail when we will be having the scheduled class, but still, because I explained it today that how to calculate this, we can also edit this. So you can also do some practice in any schedule, having two values and just try to achieve the area, not the volume. Or alternatively, you can have, instead of formula, you can have the percentage as well. So try to do some exercise for the shared parameters, for the project parameters, for the global parameters, not project parameters. Also, project parameters are essential to be practiced, because we should know that what is the difference between the family parameter and the project parameter, how it is applicable to different categories, how it is differentiated from the family parameter. It is always good.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.